Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're tackling interdependence.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's something we all deal with every day, and we actually had a listener request.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so this one's for you out there
Right.
listening. We're using this book called The Power of Interdependence:
Yeah.
How Relationships Shape Our Lives.
Okay.
And right off the bat, it starts with this quote
Okay.
that really got me thinking.
Uh,
This is by Eric Erickson.
Oh, yeah, of
You
course.
know, the famous psychologist.
Yeah, yeah.
He said, "Life doesn't make any sense without interdependence. We need each other, and the sooner we learn that, the better for us all."
Mm.
Kind of makes you think about all those like self-made success stories we hear.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really challenges that whole myth, doesn't it? Like, we're always told to strive for this complete independence.
right.
But the truth is, we're all connected. Even those
Yeah.
people who seem like they're defying the odds.
Exactly. Like take Elon Musk, right? He's often held up as this like ultimate self-made entrepreneur,
Mm.
but even he relies on countless others to achieve his goals,
Right.
right? Like all the engineers and the designers, the investors.
Oh, totally. It's like, think about building a rocket to Mars.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can't do that alone.
No way.
It takes a whole team.
For sure. And what's interesting is the book talks about how this illusion of total independence
Yeah.
can actually be harmful.
Oh, absolutely. The book points to this rise in loneliness and mental health challenges,
Oh, yeah?
especially in societies that prioritize individual achievement above all else.
So it's like not just acknowledging the people who support us, but understanding that we're actually like wired for connection.
Exactly. And that's where Erickson's work is so fascinating.
Okay.
He breaks down how relationships shape our development, like from infancy all the way to adulthood.
Right.
He outlines these 8 stages. And what's interesting is each stage involves this kind of push and pull
Okay.
between this desire for independence and then also this need for connection.
So it's about finding that sweet spot, like being comfortable with me, but also with we.
Absolutely. Take the intimacy versus isolation stage, for example.
Yeah.
A lot of our listeners in their 20s and 30s
Yeah.
might be navigating that right now.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all about forming those close bonds
Right.
with partners and friends.
Yeah.
But the key takeaway here, and the one that really struck me,
Okay.
is that true intimacy
Yeah.
isn't about losing yourself in another person.
Right.
It's about holding on to your individuality while building that strong connection.
Okay.
Finding that balance between we and me.
You know, I've definitely learned that the hard way in past relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Like trying to just merge into one person just does not work.
No,
You end up losing yourself in the process.
exactly. And then there's the science behind all of this. Like,
Right.
our brains are literally wired for connection.
Okay, now you're talking my language. Give me the brain stuff.
Okay, well, have you ever noticed how contagious a yawn can be?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Mhm.
It's like once I see someone yawn, I can't help but yawn too. It's so weird.
That's actually mirror neurons in action. Yeah. When you see someone yawn, your brain fires as if you were yawning yourself.
Woo.
It's this incredible mirroring effect that's like the foundation of empathy.
Okay.
It allows us to connect with others on a deeper level.
So our brains are basically playing copycat to help us understand each other. That's so cool.
It is. And then there's oxytocin,
Okay.
often called the love hormone.
Ooh, I've heard of that.
It's released during moments of social bonding,
Okay.
like hugging or holding hands,
Wow.
and it strengthens relationships and reduces stress,
So basically science is giving us permission to cuddle more.
pretty much.
I'm on board with that. But seriously though, it sounds like there's real power in these connections
Yeah,
beyond just feeling good.
absolutely. Strong social ties are linked to better physical health, stronger immunity, and even lower levels of stress.
Wow. Okay, so we've established that we're wired for connection, both psychologically and biologically. But how does this actually play out in our daily lives?
That's where things get really interesting. The book dives into how interdependence works in different areas of life: family, love, work, community, even global cooperation. It's remarkable how this one concept can have such a far-reaching impact.
Well, I am ready to explore those different areas. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's jump right in.
Yeah.
All right, so we're diving into those real-world applications of interdependence.
Okay.
It seems like a pretty natural place to start is with family, right?
Oh, absolutely. Our family, whether it's, biological or adopted or chosen,
Right.
it's usually our first experience of interdependence, right?
Yeah.
Those early relationships shape so much.
Right.
Like our worldview, our self-esteem, how we connect with others throughout our lives.
It's like that saying, it takes a village.
Exactly. And the book really dives into the dynamics of healthy families,
Okay.
highlighting the importance of secure attachment in childhood.
Right.
When kids feel safe and loved, they develop the sense of trust and resilience.
Yeah.
They learn that they can rely on others, which makes them more confident in venturing out on their own.
It's finding that balance, right? Like nurturing independence, but also
Yes.
providing that safety net.
Exactly, like letting kids explore, but being there to catch them if they fall.
Right, right.
And it's not just about the parent-child bond either.
Oh, yeah.
Sibling relationships, for example.
Okay.
Those are incredible training grounds
Yeah.
for cooperation, conflict resolution, emotional regulation.
Oh, yeah.
They teach us how to navigate the complexities of close relationships.
Oh, I can attest to that. My brother and I had some epic battles growing up,
Oh, yeah.
but we also learned to work together, to negotiate, and to support each other.
Those early experiences, they really lay the foundation
Yeah.
for how we approach relationships later in life.
That makes sense.
And of course, the book acknowledges that not all families are perfect, right?
Right.
It talks about the importance of recognizing those unhealthy patterns
Yeah.
and making conscious choices to create healthier dynamics.
So it's about breaking those generational cycles.
Yes. It might involve therapy, self-awareness, forgiveness, setting boundaries,
Right.
whatever it takes to build those stronger, more supportive relationships within our families.
Okay, so family forms that essential foundation,
Yeah.
but then we branch out, right?
Right.
We form those crucial bonds of love and friendship.
Yes.
So what does the book have to say about those types of connections?
Well, it emphasizes that these deep connections with romantic partners and friends,
Okay.
those are essential for our well-being.
Right.
We're social creatures. We're hardwired to seek out connection and belonging.
Like we need it. It's a need.
Yeah, it is. And of course, there's a whole science to love and attachment.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
Our attachment styles, which are formed in early childhood,
Right.
they play a huge role in how we approach adult relationships.
Okay.
You know, do we tend to be secure and trusting,
Right.
or are we more anxious or avoidant?
Yeah.
Understanding our own attachment style and that of our partner, that can be incredibly helpful in navigating challenges and building a more secure bond.
It's like having a roadmap for your relationship,
Yeah.
knowing where those potential roadblocks might be.
Exactly. And let's not forget about the importance of friendships.
Oh, yeah. Friendships are the best.
Right.
Yeah.
They offer companionship, support, and a sense of belonging. They're like our chosen family,
Right.
providing that vital social connection we all need.
Friends are the best.
Yeah.
But even in those closest relationships,
Yeah.
whether they're romantic or platonic,
Right.
the book stresses the importance of maintaining a sense of self.
Yes, absolutely. It's about finding that sweet spot between autonomy and intimacy.
Right.
We need closeness, but we also need space to grow as individuals. We need to be comfortable with both we and with me.
It's like that idea of two trees growing side by side.
Oh, I like that.
You know, their roots intertwine, providing support and stability.
Yes.
But their branches reach out towards the sky.
Right.
Each tree growing in its own unique way.
That's a beautiful analogy. It captures the essence of healthy interdependence.
Yeah. Now, zooming out a bit, the book also explores this concept of community
Okay.
and how vital it is to our well-being.
There's that saying again, it takes a village.
Right. We're not meant to do life alone.
Exactly. Throughout history, humans have relied on community for survival.
Right.
And even today, those strong social ties contribute to our health, our happiness, and our longevity.
It's like having that built-in support system, you know,
Yeah.
knowing that there are people you can turn to when you need help,
Yeah.
whether it's borrowing a cup of sugar or navigating a major life challenge.
Precisely. And the book talks about the psychological benefits of belonging to a community.
Okay.
That sense of shared identity, purpose, and support. It highlights the incredible power of collective action,
Right.
especially during times of crisis like natural disasters or pandemics.
Yeah.
We see people coming together, putting aside their differences to help each other.
It's like that instinct to band together when things get tough.
Right. But here's the irony. Despite all the technological advancements that supposedly connect us,
Right.
we're seeing this rise in loneliness and social isolation.
Sure.
The book points to the dangers of this hyper-individualism in modern society.
Yeah.
We're constantly bombarded with messages about self-sufficiency, competition, and consumerism.
Right. It's all about me, me, me.
It's like we're being programmed to focus on me instead of we.
That's so true. It's almost like we've forgotten the importance of community in the pursuit of individual success.
And that can have a real impact on our mental health and our overall well-being.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But the book offers hope, right?
Yes. It reminds us that we can actively combat this trend by prioritizing connection and community.
Okay, so what are some practical steps we can take to strengthen those bonds?
It starts with small acts.
Yeah.
Volunteering, engaging in acts of service,
Okay.
supporting local initiatives. These are all ways to contribute to the well-being of our communities.
Right.
It's about recognizing that we're all part of something bigger than ourselves.
And it can be as simple as, showing up for your neighbors, checking in on elderly relatives, or supporting local businesses.
Exactly. It's about making those small everyday choices
Yeah.
that foster connection and strengthen the fabric of our communities.
Love it. Okay, now shifting gears a bit, the book also takes on the workplace,
Okay.
exploring how interdependence plays out in a professional setting.
All right.
This is a good one, especially since so many of us spend, a huge chunk of our lives at work.
So much time.
So what's the book's take on interdependence in the workplace?
Well, it challenges that traditional model of cutthroat competition
Oh, yeah.
that we often see. It argues that true success, both individual and collective, comes from collaboration and mutual support.
So it's about working smarter, not harder, by tapping into the collective wisdom and talents of the team.
Exactly. The book highlights the importance of emotional intelligence in the workplace,
Okay.
self-awareness, empathy, communication skills,
Yeah.
and how those qualities are crucial for building trust and fostering a sense of psychological safety within teams. When people feel supported and valued,
Right.
they're more likely to take risks, share ideas, and contribute their best work.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's like creating this positive feedback loop. Collaboration breeds trust, which leads to better communication, which fuels even greater collaboration.
Right. And the book talks about this shift from traditional hierarchical structures
Okay.
to more networked teams
Right.
where people from different departments collaborate and share their expertise.
It's breaking down those silos.
Exactly. It's about creating a more fluid, dynamic, and ultimately more successful work environment.
So it's not about abandoning individual goals,
Right.
but realizing that those goals can be better achieved through collaboration and mutual support.
Exactly. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Now the book goes even further,
Okay.
tackling the granddaddy of interdependence,
Okay.
global cooperation. It reminds us that in our increasingly interconnected world,
Yeah.
no nation or society exists in isolation.
We're all in this together, whether we like it or not.
Right. Economies are intertwined, cultures influence each other.
Yeah.
Political decisions made in one country can have ripple effects across the globe. It's like we're all part of this giant interconnected web.
Okay, so what are the potential benefits of this global interconnectedness?
The book highlights some incredible possibilities. Think about the advancements in science, technology, and medicine
Okay.
that have resulted from international collaboration.
Right.
And then there's humanitarian aid countries coming together to provide relief during natural disasters or other crises.
Right.
And of course, economic partnerships that promote trade and create greater stability for everyone involved.
It's like we can achieve so much more when we pool our resources and work together towards a common goal.
Exactly. But of course, there are challenges to this global interconnectedness as well.
Right.
The book talks about nationalism and isolationist policies that create division and hinder cooperation.
Right.
And then there are global crises like pandemics and climate change that require collective action, but often face resistance.
It's like we're facing these enormous challenges that affect every single person on the planet,
I know.
but we're still struggling to overcome our differences and work together effectively.
It's a complex issue, but the book emphasizes the importance of cultivating a global mindset.
Okay.
One that prioritizes cultural empathy, understanding, and a willingness to cooperate across borders.
So it's not just about recognizing our interconnectedness,
Right.
but actually taking steps to bridge those divides and work towards collective solutions.
Exactly. It might involve educating ourselves about different cultures, supporting organizations that promote global cooperation,
Okay.
or engaging in respectful dialogue with people from different backgrounds. It's about recognizing our shared humanity
Right.
and working towards a future where collaboration trumps conflict.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground.
I know, right?
From the intimacy of family dynamics to the vast scale of global cooperation.
It's a lot.
It's clear that interdependence touches every aspect of our lives.
It's truly remarkable how this one concept weaves its way through everything we do,
Right.
from our personal relationships to the way we function as a global society.
And we're not quite done yet. The book goes even deeper,
Oh.
exploring how interdependence fuels personal growth. We're going to
Oh.
save that fascinating conversation for the final part of this deep dive. All right, so we talked about how interdependence plays out in families, in relationships, in communities, and workplaces, even on like a global scale.
It's everywhere, right?
Yeah, it's everywhere. But now let's bring it back to the individual.
Okay.
What I found really fascinating is how the book ties all of this back to personal growth.
It is pretty amazing, isn't it? You'd think a book about interdependence would just be about, like, getting along with others.
Right.
But it makes this strong case for how connection actually fuels our individual journeys.
Totally.
Hmm.
It reminds me of that proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone.
Yeah.
If you want to go far, go together.
Oh, I love that.
We need each other to reach our full potential.
Absolutely. And one of the key ways interdependence helps us grow is by building resilience.
Okay.
When we have that strong network of support, we're better equipped to handle challenges and bounce back from setbacks.
It's like having a team of cheerleaders rooting for us, even when we stumble.
Exactly.
Knowing we're not alone in our struggles can make a huge difference.
And the book also highlights the importance of mentorship. Think about all the wisdom we can gain from people who have walked the path before us.
Right.
Their insights and guidance can be invaluable as we navigate our own journeys.
I have had some incredible mentors in my life. People who believed in me even when I doubted myself.
Oh, that's great.
They helped me see my potential and gave me the courage to take risks.
It's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
But there's another aspect of interdependence that the book really challenges us to embrace,
Go ahead.
and that's vulnerability. It
Yeah.
pushes back against that fear of asking for help, that pressure to always have it all together.
Oh, I feel that. It's like we're conditioned to believe that needing help is a sign of weakness.
Right. But the book makes this compelling argument that asking for help is actually a sign of strength.
Hmm.
It takes courage to admit when we need support and to reach out to others.
So it's about letting go of that need to be self-reliant and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable.
Exactly. It's recognizing that we don't have to go it alone. And, vulnerability can actually deepen our connections with others. It creates space for genuine empathy and understanding.
So how do we practically cultivate this superpower of interdependence in our lives? Are there specific things we can do to strengthen our connections and build that support system?
The book offers some great tips. Active listening, expressing gratitude, setting healthy boundaries. Those are all key ingredients. It's about being intentional and putting in the effort to nurture those connections.
It's like tending a garden. Relationships need care and attention to flourish.
That's a great analogy. And remember, it's a two-way street. Just as we receive support, we need to give back and offer our support to others.
It's that beautiful cycle of giving and receiving that creates a stronger, more connected community.
Yeah.
So circling back to where we started, this whole idea of interdependence as a superpower,
Yeah.
it's really resonating with me now.
Me too. It's not about sacrificing our individuality or becoming overly reliant on others.
Right.
It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected. Our well-being is tied to the well-being of those around us. By supporting each other, we create a more vibrant and resilient world.
Well said. So for our listeners who are ready to embrace this superpower of interdependence, what's one small step they can take today to start strengthening those connections?
I think a great question to ask yourself is, what's one gesture of connection you can make this week? It could be as simple as sending a text to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, offering a helping hand to a neighbor, or even just smiling at a stranger. These small acts of kindness can have a ripple effect, creating a more interconnected and compassionate world.
I love that. Small actions, big impact. And if this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, I highly recommend checking out The Power of Interdependence. It's a thought-provoking read that will leave you with a whole new perspective on the power of human connection.
It's definitely worth a read.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us. Remember, we're all in this together. Until next time, stay curious and stay connected.